Good morning and welcome to a new update, and it's the day after Jerome Powell has said what he's going to do, and he's practically didn't say anything at all yesterday, as it was 1 hour of contradictions, lies, and just practically saying nothing. I mean, that was it, right? So today we're going to discuss the Bitcoin price action, and we're going to discuss the statements in a later update today. But before we're going to continue, make sure to subscribe beneath, make sure to like this YouTube update and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where you can find daily content on the cryptocurrency markets. And the market is dropping down again, as we have been having a beautiful bounce from 30k or 33k to 38k. And going into the event, we did see a pretty nice run up without any volume. We've had some pretty nice liquidations or taps yesterday during the actual FOMC meeting, and a reversal after, as currently we are swimming around 36k. That is not too bad given the fact that the fear is still in the markets. So we had a bounce, and on the first real level of a test, which was that region around 38 to 38.5k, it seems very likely that we're going to have sellers taking over, given the fact that people are still very panicking or very emotional in the markets, feared, expecting a crisis to start, and because of that, every bounce will be sold, in which we are seeing that we're not getting a V-shaped recovery at this stage. We're just going to get a sell at 38k, and we're looking for more support. And then the FOMC meeting came around with the statements. But what Powell actually said was, hey, we're not going to do anything at all, but soon we might be doing something. And that's where the price is reacted on, as the interest rates will not go up right now. They're still expected to have 3 interest rates going to start in this year, or get 3 hikes during this year as a starter. They are tightening the quantitative easing. So the QE will be scaled off until March, and the expectations are that quantitative tightening is going to start after the rates are going to be hiked. So that is the news which we already knew. So practically he didn't say anything, and during the actual meeting he was saying some contradictions as well, and some more stuff about inflation. But we're going to address the Jerome Powell statements and the Fed in the later update today. Right now we can go to the price action, discuss what happened during the meeting and what the higher time frames are looking out for Bitcoin. So let's head towards the charts. So when we're looking at the actual price action of Bitcoin, we are currently seeing this harsh correction. We do see that we have this downwards wick, and we've tested the other side as well. That is the first sign of a range that is going to be constructed, as both sides have been taken out, and given the fact that we have just been having this rejection at 38 high, the assumption is that we're going to seek for more support taking place in this period, and that is going to take some time before we are going to have any big impulse wave at this point. Also, what we can conclude, trend is still downwards, so given that we have this rejection here, or we have been anticipating this rejection here, it seems very likely that we're going to test lower levels around 34 region for any support to confirm that buyers are stepping in. So the daily time frame, not much has changed. We've had this harsh correction, and because of that, sellers are looking for the first reference point to start taking the profits, or they are looking for a bounce to short, or at least take or de-risk their entire position, and we have to do that a little while before all the cells are absorbed and we can start running back again. And at this stage we have been doing the exact same as we have been doing in the previous range, in which we also took the low, we bounced back up and started to drop down. I'm not assuming that that will take place right now, but in that case we have to see how 34k is going to react. And if that is going to be giving us a bounce again, that will show us the direction of the markets. So when we're looking at the 2-hour time frame, the price action is also still the same. It shows us this clear block. That's what I mean by reference point. We've had this entire corrective move of the markets here. We've got this beautiful fake out slash rejection here at 36.2. Fake out on the other side, came back in the range, ran back up, flipped the level for support, and we started running towards the next area of resistance, which is this entire block at 38k. And now we can actually see that the trend has reversed towards downwards again. So let's look at what happened yesterday during the actual event. We were starting into this slight range bound construction in which we were taking the highs, or we were making new highs at 38.4, going into the event without any volume at all. The volume was decreasing. We were making some sort of mini parabolic, right? Fighting resistance at that point. Event started. We took out the liquidity above the recent high. We took out the liquidity above the recent low. And then we started chopping until Powell finished off his meeting and we started to drop south. Also given that we were into that higher time frame resistance area, which we are facing here. So expecting a correction to happen wasn't really strange to see, especially given the fact that we have been running from 33 to 38k, and this is an important reference point. So having this correction is actually not the worst to be taking place at this point. But that is why during those events it doesn't make sense to have a very tight stop loss, as most likely you will be taken out, and the actual trend will show itself at some point in time, and it's going to be very clear. And if you were looking at the price action and you were focused on the price action, you probably would have been taking the de-risking or be out at this region already. Are you eager to look at longs at 36k at this stage? Honestly, I would not be happy to actually take longs. I think that you'd rather want to look for potential short entry somewhere in this region. There's two levels that I'm watching at this point. If we break through 36.3, the assumption is that we're going to take the liquidity above 37k and get a rejection at 37.3 to 5. But if that one rejects, we get another lower high. And if we have the construction of 36k, it seems very likely that we're going to test here around 34 again. So there are a few important levels to watch, but right now what I'm seeing is that we've had this upwards trend, we rejected, we reversed, and now we are making lower highs again. So beneath 37.5, there's no reason to be bullish. If we do have this run and flip that level, the chances are that we're going to test higher levels at 41.2 and potentially 43.5. But at this point, I'm assuming that we're going to test lower levels, or at least seeking for confirmation from the lower range of the support before we can actually start reversing. Later today, we're going to discuss the Fed. Make sure to subscribe beneath, and I'll see you again later today.